Hi everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, primarily we will look at access modifiers in Java, that is public, protected, private, and with no modifier, what happens. So before I start that, let me quickly touch base on this keyword in Java, okay? Uh, Especially with respect to variables. Now, we have this method instantiation or class instantiation we are doing which we did in one of my previous videos. Now, what happened is that we named this variable as doc type. Now, if I name it as type, okay, and try to assign that variable to type, and let me quickly go ahead and run this particular main file to see if we are able to do that. So inside doc sleep for type, which was the default thing. Okay. And if I uncomment this and try to run the file again, we should see that print statement also. Okay. So this is dog Labrador. But one issue is here, you need to do the assignment before the print. Okay. So let's quickly check this if this is also working. Got it. Okay. So it is basically um since we assigned this type to the type variable here, which it is considering as the class variable type. Okay. So it is printing default. Okay. Now, let's quickly check this out with our another constructor which contains integer. Okay. So with generally dogs have obviously 4 legs, but I'm just printing that. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll basically pass on a integer variable here. Okay. And what I also want to do is let me create another integer variable legs. Okay. Is equal to, I'll put it as 5 just for our understanding purpose. Okay. And what I want to do is legs is equal to legs. Because since it is never used, so it is giving us in this gray. Otherwise, uh, if I use the this keyword here, what we can do is we can print both the parameter which is coming from uh, the object instantiation and after the reassignment. Okay, got it. So let's try to print this. So in this way, we can use this keyword where if let's say we are uh, um, trying to use the same name, then we can have this indicating the class variable and without this indicating the method level variable, okay, which is legs and this dot legs in this case. Okay, so uh, let's quickly run the main file again, and this time we should see 4 and 6 getting printed. Okay, 1 second, let's quickly check what happened here. Okay, legs is 4 and then 4 plus 1 5, so this dot legs was became 5. Okay, got it. If this assignment had not happened, then also we would see the same result because this dot legs is assigned to 5 at the class level. Okay, and then obviously it is just printing uh, the print statement for the sleep function. Okay, so uh, in this way you can use this keyword in Java. Now coming back to the topic of the video, which is access modifiers. Now what I've done is I've just tried to get that information from ChatGPT. See, understand one thing. I could have easily created a PPT out of this or taken some information from internet and put that in PPT, and then I could have showed it to you in code. But why should I do that? Because when we do this on the fly, we also learn on the go, and I can also show you anyway what is happening with the code part as well. So we are actually trying it out dynamically. So I find that a good way of learning. That's why I'm trying to employ that. Uh, you know, so let's see if it works for you guys. Okay. So public office, obviously, as the name suggests, it's the most widest scope. And mostly we are looking at method and variable level scope here. Class level, we will just see what it is about. So obviously a public class or interface can be accessed by any other class from any package. Okay. So it's very similar with public method or variable as well, which we will see in just a bit. Okay. Private is the most restrictive scope. Please understand classes and interfaces cannot be declared as private. Inner classes can. We will not look at this in this particular demo. You can try that out. As I mentioned, more I am looking at method and variable level, how you can access from subclass, same class, or outside the package, inside the package, and so on and so forth. This is something which we'll quickly look at. And private method can only be accessed within the same class. It is not visible to other classes even within the same package. Protected class level cannot be declared, can be accessed for variable. It can be accessed within its own package and by subclasses in different packages also. Okay. And number fourth is default, where you are not giving any modifier. Then also there is some default access which Java provides to a variable or a method or a class. Okay. A class without any access modifier is accessible by only by other classes in the same package. Okay. This is something which you uh, can just try to remember. And method variable level, methods, variables, or constructions without an explicit access modifier are accessible only within the same package. Okay. So there is a subtle difference between no access modifier and protected. Okay. Here method and variable can be accessed within its own package and also by subclasses in other packages. So this difference we'll look at how protected is different from no modifier and how protected is different from public and private. Okay. So let me, what I'll do is I've just created one package known as access modifiers. I'll take an analogy of, let's say we have a laptop class and the subclasses which inherit from this laptop class being the various brands like Sony, Lenovo, and so on and so forth. And then we'll try to access a method in the parent class or in the subclass using the variables declared in the laptop class. Okay. So let me quickly first create the laptop class. Okay. So we'll start off with public, public spring um, processor, then protected string RAM, then private string screen size. Okay. And then without any access modifier, we will also see what else do we have in a laptop. Uh, ROM, that is your memory, your disk memory. Okay. So what I'll also do is quickly generate the constructor. Okay, so we initialize, or instead of this, we can have an empty constructor and initialize it within the class itself, like, something like i3. Let me do that quickly. It will not take much time. RAM 8 GB, 15-inch. That's it is 500 GB. Okay, this is the default value we have given to all the variables we have here, okay, with different access modifiers as we see. Now, let's have a function show details. So what I'm going to do is we will basically print all the variables, okay. And let's say return is void only. Okay. RAM, control C, RAM, control Z, RAM, RAM, screen size, Roam, Roam, Roam. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is let me create a Java class inside the same package. Okay. Where what I'll do is I'm trying to create an object of the laptop. Okay. And my laptop dot show details will do. Okay, let's quickly run this file. Okay, so I created a class inside the same package. And as you can see, all the variables are accessible. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's create one child class or subclass Sony inside the same package, which actually extends from the laptop class. And what we are going to do is I'm just trying to override the function uh, defined in laptop class inside the Sony class, which is a subclass of your parent class laptop. Okay, so here as you can see, no need to even run the file. The screen size variable is not access modifier because it has private access. So this goes out. Okay, and we can just put Sony to the left of it, just to know that we are calling the function from the Sony class is getting called. Okay, Sony, and Sony is the chat, it's the object name. Okay, let me quickly run this file to see that now for the other three variables it works perfectly fine. Okay, now let's quickly try the protected variable out. Okay. So it can be accessed within the same package as we have seen. Okay, so it's a package private anyway. And the protected variables can also be accessed, uh, including subclasses in different packages. Okay, so let's quickly see here how protected is different from public. See, private is very clear. Private is the most restricted scope. It is not even accessible inside your subclass. Okay, as we saw here. So we just commented that out. Now what I'll do, let me create one subclass of laptop known as Lenovo inside another package, and we will extend it from laptop. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll just see. So here screen size anyway won't be accessible because it was, you can try that out as well. It would be in red only. And now here ROM is also not accessible. What was ROM? ROM was a no modifier variable. So no modifier is not accessible even in the subclass, but in another package. Okay. So within the same class, it is accessible. Okay. From any class. Okay. Got it? So that's how protected is different from no modifier. Here protected is accessible because we have a subclass from where we are trying to access this protected variable, okay, which is Lenovo in this case, but it is in another package. It may be a little confusing, okay. Just, obviously you can't, remember these things. But yeah, once you try to, you should just know that, how they are different from each other, okay. And once you get to write more code, then on the go you can figure that out, okay. And obviously you always go back to my video to quickly recap, um, you know while I was doing the demo, okay. So it will be helpful for you. Now one last thing, we will have another class here, and what we are going to do is a class which is not a subclass of laptop, okay, but where we are trying to access the variables. Obviously that will not work. So public can be accessed from any other class, okay. I have to remove the processor here. So we understood the difference between uh, private and no modifier here, and protected and no modifier, okay. So in this particular scenario, we have protected and public being accessible. Just to repeat, no modifier and private anyway are not accessible, okay. Now let us look at the third variation, where even protected is not accessible and only public is accessible, okay. So what I'll do is I'll go to the main file, which is in obviously outside the package where we created the laptop class, our main class. And what I have done is I've tried to create a new instance of laptop class, and I'm trying to access the variables from that class inside the main function of the main class, okay. So here processor is accessible, but a RAM, which is a protected variable, is giving us an error saying that protected access is applied, so you cannot access this variable, okay. And obviously others also, Rom won't be accessible, it's a private variable. And no modifier, which one was the known modifier? Rom was the known modifier, it's not accessible. And screen size obviously won't be accessible because it is a private variable, okay. So hope this makes sense. Let's quickly run this file as well, just to see if lab.processor is accessible from the main class. Okay, I didn't comment this out. Let me quickly do that. Okay. Now just let us run the main file here. So we can see processor is getting accessed. Okay. That's what I wanted to cover in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Hope you like the video. For the code, link is there in the description. And if you need any help in building large scale software solutions or AI automation solutions, you can get on a quick consultation call. Again, link is there in the description. So until next time, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.